Once again, welcome back. This video is about the importance of reading physics NCERT. How to read NCERT physics in an effective way in a short span of time for NEET, JEE or any other competitive exam. So I'll be showing you certain important lines, topics, diagrams and some topics from certain chapters which you must do only from NCERT physics. So make sure that you do watch the video till the end so that you don't miss anything. If you are in class 11, then you have ample amount of time. You can read class 11, class 12 NCERT, all the chapters line by line and do solve all the in-text problems and problems in the back of textbook. But if you have just 4 or 5 months or just 1 week before NEET and you haven't read NCERT physics till now, but instead you might have consulted Alan's DLP module, my coaching module instead of NCERT. But there are certain chapters and certain topics which you must do only from NCERT, which I came to know after giving my NEET JEE. That's why I wanted to share my mistakes so that you guys don't make the same mistake. So that is the main motive of this video. Do read the points to ponder given at the back of each chapter because some of the assertion reasons come directly from these points. First most important thing are the tables. So I'll give you an example. See, in JEE 2020, they asked to arrange the following elements, copper, aluminium, tungsten, ascending order of resistivity. They asked to arrange the intermediary elements in the order of resistivity. And not only this table, volume of expansion, the order of specific heat capacity, which are all data given only in the tables of NCERT. The very next page, color coding. Color coding is anyway important, so you must read. This diagram they asked in NEET 2020. So make sure that you go through all the tables and the theory associated with the tables and the theory associated with the diagrams in the beginning. Because apart from asking problems, the theoretical questions they ask directly from NCERT are mostly from the tables and the diagrams. So make sure that you go through all the tables and diagrams before your exam. But in class 12, the most important is the modern physics and some theoretical chapters like EM waves and semiconductors, which you do from NCERT. Rest of the chapters, even if you consult LN modules or any other coaching institute module, it's okay. If you are giving your board exam, if you read the full NCERT, well and good. But in class 11 NCERT, most of us won't read class 11 NCERT because as we don't have our boards. But there are certain things in class 11 NCERT which you must read. For example, in physical world chapter, do read the fundamental forces like the nuclear force, gravitational force, that part from NCERT. Then in units and measurement, this chapter you can expect a sure shot question in any exam. Make sure that you solve all the in-text problems and the problems given in the back of textbook from this chapter. Questions in NCERT are really good for this chapter. Just go through the significant figures once in NCERT. Then in motion in a straight line, motion in a plane, these two chapters are more problem based. So more you solve problems, the more you can score from these two chapters. So laws of motion, work energy and rotation, these three chapters along with solving problems, you must be strong with the concepts. So for laws of motion, I would suggest do read the Newton's first, second, third law, that portion from NCERT only, because make sure that you read all the laws and theories from NCERT. Then rest, okay, even if you consult other books, it's okay. Work energy, do read the work energy theorem, the concept of potential mechanical energy. Work energy chapter, this was once asked in an exam. If the conducting spring is cut at an instant, then what will happen to the bob? It will execute a projectile motion. See, so these type of theoretical questions, if you have read NCERT at least once, like these portions, the concept of potential kinetic energy, then it will be easier for you to answer this question in less than a minute. So make sure that you read these portions from NCERT. Then rotation, do read the motion of center of mass part from NCERT, because once they ask this diagram directly, motion of center of mass of projectile, the splitting of the heavy nucleus of radon, the binary star theorem, make sure that you read these topics from NCERT only. Then in part 2 textbook, that is more theory based, like solids, fluids. If you have time, read solids, fluids from NCERT only. They have explained it wonderfully, like the stress strain curve part, and here the Pascal's law and the Bernoulli's theorem. So it contains a lot of theorems. So make sure that you read these chapters from NCERT. And in thermal properties of matter, the tables are so important. And in thermodynamics, read the first law, second law, those portions from NCERT. And for kinetic theory, again, it's a theorem, so read it from NCERT. Oscillation waves, if you go through any other book module also, it's okay. Oscillation, read this part, the damped and the forced oscillation from NCERT. Gravitation chapter, to read the geostationary and the polar satellite, that portion from NCERT. The final message is, before you give your NEET, make sure that you have gone through all tables in NCERT physics and the diagrams and the theory associated with the tables and diagrams. Certain topics of some of the chapters which I have mentioned, and some chapters which you should do only from NCERT. Rest of the chapters, read from any other book also, it's okay.